this solution not only able to do 360 video and photo, you can also able to project Unity or Unreal application into this 360. So they are actually render capable. I can even build a central library in Unity. Then I can set a scenario where I can show something catch fire. Then through the Unity, I can actually navigate, go around. It can be used for some other purposes as well, not just viewing 360 video. The geography department, they tend to capture a lot of 360 video for their field trip studies. So what happened in the past was they actually send a file to the students. So students had to find their own way to view it in 360, either through their own laptop or using their own VR goggle. But as I mentioned, VR goggle first is very solo, and secondly, it's not really spec friendly, for people like us. So after we have this so-called 360 iMac being set up, and the geography department actually come to us and say they want to use this to screen their 360 field trip capture in the past 3-4 years. So like yesterday from 12 to 6, actually there's a tutorial classes inside this room. A group of students came in, then the professor actually showcasing the field trip video, and they explained all the information through the videos. That would never happen in the past, right? So there's just one use case. Another use case that we had recently is a simulation that the medical school site actually came in. So they sent us a 360 hospital theatre image, so we can simulate the environment here. Then they bring in their own mannequin, the bed here, medical equipment. So they have their practicing nurse and doctor come all the way here to simulate the environment. Last semester, from 11 to 2 every day during exam week, we actually have a series of relaxation scene. Just play in a looping kind of playlist. We set up some sofa here, some bean bags. So students actually came here to relax, and they found this place very cozy. They come in here. Some of them, they even bring in their own yoga mat to do meditation. In between the projectors, right, there's a portion where they overlaying each other. If you really see on the screen carefully, you can actually see the overlapping sections. And this overlapping section is the place where we have the proprietary software to tune down the brightness, to make it 50% and 50%, so that when they join that time, it becomes 100%. So it's like a bit seamlessly joining each other. This camera actually is to support for zoom section. If you happen to want to cast your zoom section here, you can actually connect to this camera to be your video input. But the main purpose for this is actually to allow the vendor, who is actually from Germany, to remotely come into the system to help us to calibrate the images. And also it allows us to remotely enter into the camera to see what's happening inside sometimes. When we put up the tender that time, few proposals came in. So besides projector, of course, they also proposed just to use regular curved screen. But in order to achieve the screen size, they really need to have quite a numbers of screens. I think maybe like 20 for them to join all together. And also due to the numbers, right, it shoot up the cost. In terms of cost comparison, we think that projector is still more cost effective. Of course, the advantage of having TV and projector are quite a significant difference, because the image quality for TV is so much better, and also because there are two different technologies. So those are LED light bulb. They can produce very bright contrast and very accurate color. Unlike projector, color accuracy is always not on par with those conventional TV. And to have projector to make full potential, you require a very dim environment. So there's also the thing that we take into considerations. The 8K for ordinary window, they are limited to this 16:9 screen, only one screen. Now what I have here is 6 pieces of 16:9 because of 6 projectors. Imagine these 6 projectors, if I have to connect to a server, although the server that we purchased is equipped with a very high-end GPU, dual GPU even, I can have 4K projector, for 6. It will never able to achieve. At this moment, the bottleneck is actually tied to the technology. So although they can say, they can have TV screen, I really doubt that the the hardware is up to our expectation. Better resolution is actually not an issue if you are just using it for static images. But when it comes to anything that requires 3D rendering, that would be the very power-driven kind of processing already. So even right now, correct me if I'm wrong, if you are trying to use 4K display and you are expecting to have a 120 FPS, it's still not achievable so easily. If you have to multiply that 4K resolution into a 6 screen, and that requires the processor to work all at the same time. So I think at this moment the bandwidth is not up to date yet to have a very clear 4K projector for 6 screen and have a decent frame rate per second. It's still not able to achieve when it comes to rendering. In order to have a decent frame rate, right, the best option is to reduce the resolution. So if you have to reduce the resolution, then there is no point for you to go for 4K. Right? You know that 4K, although it's very clear, but it cannot meet the expectation of the FPS. Maybe it's at the very low end, like 15 FPS. If you really tend to run it, it can still run, but you will see the screen like. There's a reason why we didn't really go for 4K for the time being. The cost for this so-called setup is really not that cheap. It's really a 6-digit kind of setup. But as I mentioned previously, we try not to go too deep because we really don't know how well received it is. Because all these are also pretty new, not only in NUS, it's actually pretty new in Singapore as well. So we really don't know like what would be the educational kind of aspect of using these kind of facilities. So we try to go for something a bit more basic. If it's really well received, then perhaps we can enhance, getting 4K projector maybe, or change it to a conventional TV. We require you all to really come in and try to use it, because for us we are just the one who providing the facility. How to make full use of this kind of setup, it really depends on the user. You can create 360 images you want to show to a group of friends. They just book the room and just view it.